People are lunatics. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump on the attack against federal judges ruling against his agenda and asking the Supreme Court to fix what he calls a toxic and unprecedented situation. Judge James Boasberg in D.C. is still demanding more information about deportation flights he'd ordered stopped or turned around, information he did not get again yesterday.
The deadline was at noon. He wanted questions answered about these two flights that left U.S. airspace and landed in El Salvador, flights of suspected Venezuelan gang members. He scolded DOJ. Last week, he ordered the planes be turned around, but two of them were already outside airspace and landed. Those planes are now in El Salvador, and those people in a Salvadorian prison.
It's Fox's David Spunt. The families of several of those men deny any gang affiliation. An attorney for one says a soccer team tattoo was misidentified as a gang tattoo. Elon Musk visits the Pentagon today, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says, to talk about innovation, efficiencies, and smarter production. President Trump denies a New York Times story that Musk will be briefed on military plans for any war with China. Musk says leakers of what he calls that maliciously false information will be prosecuted. His Doge cost-cutting team, meantime, is accused of going on an unjustified fishing expedition for fraud at the Social Security Administration.
A U.S. district judge in Maryland temporarily blocking the Department of Government Efficiency from accessing the Social Security Administration systems, granting an emergency request from labor unions and retirees who argue the databases contain millions of Americans' personal data, including Social Security numbers and addresses, violating privacy laws and increasing the risk of leaks.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. There are rallies scheduled this morning and afternoon in front of the Department of Education in D.C. in protest of President Trump's order to dismantle it.
People have wanted to do this for many, many years, for many, many decades. And I don't know, no president ever got around to doing it, but I'm getting around to doing it.
He wants school control returned to the states. America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
A ceremony at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland celebrates next week's scheduled opening of the National Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington, Texas.
Former Navy SEAL and NASA astronaut Captain Chris Cassidy is the museum's president. He says there are plenty of military museums.
But this will be a place where you can come and learn about the stories of these gentlemen. 3,528 awards of the Medal of Honor have been given. There's 61 of those living.
One of those is former Navy SEAL Command Master Chief Britt Slabinski, who says it's not about the individual honor.
What the medal really is, it is a reflection of the many.
Master Chief Slabinski adding,
the DNA of so many others is embedded in the medal.
The museum opens to the public Monday, which is National Medal of Honor Day. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Next week will be a year since the collapse of a Baltimore bridge hit by a container ship. There's a warning that dozens of bridges are at risk.
NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy's warning is directly to the owners of 68 bridges in 19 states.
Perform a vulnerability assessment of their bridge's risk of catastrophic collapse from a vessel collision.
The Key Bridge in Baltimore fell because it was well above acceptable levels established in 1991. Homendy said her warning doesn't mean bridges will fall if they're struck, but her message to bridge owners is
they need to know the risk.
Among the 30 owners the NTSB singled out are the Golden Gate Transportation District, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and the Maryland Transportation Authority. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Heathrow Airport in London is closed with power knocked out by an electrical substation fire. Hundreds of flights are canceled or delayed and could be for several days. 120 flights in the air when the closure started were diverted to other airports in London, Western Ireland, Scotland, or Paris. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A Putnam County grand jury has indicted an Upperman Middle School assistant principal on theft charges. The Herald Citizen reports that 35-year-old Lacey Jade Loggins has posted $850 bond. The indictment charges her with a misdemeanor charge of theft under $1,000. The indictment found that Loggins knowingly obtained control of $766.59 from the Cookeville home goods store between February 2024 and May 2024. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has promoted a McMinnville native to a key leadership post. Lieutenant Colonel Tim Spicer will head the THP's Field Operations Bureau. TDOT says travelers can expect delays on I-40 through Putnam County Sunday due to planned utility work. The agency said rolling roadblocks will be implemented beginning at mile marker 283 eastbound near Baxter. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleveland.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, everybody. I am, of course, not Jason. I am Sheila, and he's off today, but we've got a fill-in. My hubby, Tim Scruggs.
Yay, Tim Scruggs, yes.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
The Scruggs Morning Show, I guess, for today. But we hope Jason is having a good time. His grandbabies are in, so he deserves a little time off. So
I'll spend some time with the grandbabies.
Yeah. So coming up, we're going to have Justin Matheny from Upper Cumberland Reporter. He'll be in a little after 7. Then at 7:30, we're going to have Jonathan Frank. He is News and Public Relations Director with Tennessee Tech, and we'll talk about some of the things that's happening at Tech. A lot of great things and interesting things coming up. And then Barry Wilmore, Butch, who was at the NASA space station. They were up in the clouds and in the universe for like they were supposed to be like 10 days.
Oh, yeah, like 8 days, and it ended up being 9 months.
No, so he's a tech graduate, and we'll talk to Jonathan Frank a little bit about him coming up at 7:30. But right now, it is time for Things You Need to Know. Oh, and Things You Need to Know is a Tennessee Tech women's basketball team playing today in the NCAA tournament at 3 o'clock our time. They're taking on South Carolina Gamecocks, so I am definitely representing. They won the OVC championship. So, ladies, we are so proud of you, and we are rooting you on, and you have done us proud, and will continue to do us proud. So, we're rooting for them. Wings up, definitely. So, May 3rd, I wanted to let you know that coming up at, I think, the fairgrounds in Cookeville, there is a mother-son dance. It's coming up on, I said May. In May, the 4th annual mother-son dance, Saturday, May the 3rd. So tickets are already going on sale. Those always sell out pretty quickly. So you want to go ahead and get your tickets because spots are limited. UpperCumberlandEvents.com is where you can go and get your tickets for that. So tickets are just $30 for the mother and son dance, with $5 for each additional child. Semi-formal or dressy casual attire is required. So that's coming up. I said the fairgrounds. It's the Putnam County Convention Center.
That's what I was going to ask, if it was going to be the old fairgrounds, because I was like,
it's like we always say fairgrounds. Now it's like two to distinguish. It is the new one on Tennessee Avenue coming up on May the 3rd.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Tim.
Well, coming up tomorrow, you mentioned this to me. The Roberts 5 Farm has been on the show before. Yeah. They're having their 2nd annual tulip picking and Easter Market Day. That's coming tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. A lot of events planning. They got vendors there, Easter egg hunt already. You pick tulips, a bounce house, Bloom, the Easter Bunny's going to be there. So all of that's going on tomorrow at Roberts 5 Farm.
And they do an excellent job. You just kind of show up there in Sparta, and you can look them up on Facebook, Roberts 5 Farm.
Mm-hmm.
And you just show up there tomorrow between a certain time?
Yeah, it was 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
10 to 5. So anytime during that time.
Excuse me, it's 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The vendors are going to be there till 5 p.m.
Okay, gotcha. But they're just a great family, and it's their own farm that they open up. You can have take your own pictures and just pose with the beautiful tulips, and that's going to be going on for the next couple of weekends, I think.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't want you to forget also something else tomorrow. We had Ashley Michael in from Plenty Bookstore. They're teaming up with Exceptional Bean, and CG's principal, where she went to school, her principal wrote a book.
Oh,
and she is an author now, and they're kind of featuring meet the authors. It's called The Power of a Paperclip, a Holocaust Study in Rural Appalachia. So it's going to be at the Exceptional Bean tomorrow, where you can meet the authors between 4 and 6. And the discussion with the authors, followed by book signing. Copies will be available of the books. And it's Whitwell Middle School, those two teachers that wrote this book about the Holocaust, and how it started with a paperclip represented a person. So, in the Holocaust. So that made the kids see just how many people were affected.
It was just
So just the power of that, and that story, the stories of the Holocaust are always so interesting anyway. So I want people to kind of show up and support CG, the Exceptional Bean, and Plenty Bookstore, because we always love to support the locals around here, and they do so much for our community. So that's going to be tomorrow from 4 to 6 at Exceptional Bean.
That should be very, very interesting. And let's just keep going with the history theme here, because I'm a little bit of a history buff myself. Coming up at Cookeville's hike between the Cookeville Depot Museum and History Museum on Broad Street, coming up the Saturday, or second Saturday of each month, and that's going to be starting April 12th. And there is a lot of deep history in this area, of course, with the depot. We've been there many times in the Cookeville History Museum. Some of the things that just in this area, very interesting. And I don't want to encourage people to see exactly, especially if you're new to the area, some things that have happened here in the past.
And we do have a lot of new people in the area. And like you said, just deep, rich history. That's always interesting. There's stuff that happens all the time that I don't even know.
Yeah, we've been here 30 years now.
It's over 30 years we've been here, yeah. I want to say congratulations to Coach Dana McWilliams.
Yay.
She is, of course, with Upperman. She is the recipient of the John Wooden Legacy Award in girls basketball for outstanding education, character, integrity, and coaching success. Congratulations to Coach McWilliams. There's so many teams that make us proud in the Upper Cumberland.
Absolutely, and Upperman's just one of them. And you got, just think about it. We had three girls teams in the championship game last week. Unfortunately, all of them lost, but we've got.
But they made us proud by going.
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Champions.
And then the boys Upperman team. We're going to be talking with Justin a little bit later on about that. But
Upperman, you're talking about Upperman boys basketball team. They move on to the Final Four.
Right.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
You guys need to see this team. They are full of great athletes.
Well, the Upperman boys basketball team took on Hume Fogg, which is a tough team.
Yes.
They won big over them. Next game is today at 4 p.m. So
is it
great.
Greenwood?
I'm not sure who it is. We'll talk. Well, Justin Matheny with Upper Cumberland Reporter will be in a little after 7, and we'll update you on all of that, and we'll talk back and forth with him about boys basketball, girls basketball, just recap everything, and then probably we'll touch on NCAA too, of course.
Of course, it's March Madness, and I want to also throw in my congratulations to Coach Dana and the great job she's done at Upperman. This coming up, Story Fest in the Park. I think this has been going on for a few years now.
Yeah.
But we bring storytellers in from around the area.
Is this Dogwood?
Yes, it's Dogwood Park, and going on May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the event is free. And if you like to hear some professional storytellers, not just storytellers, but we're talking about people that are very
do it
good.
for a living. Really make it like exciting, and they just are so great at that. And I know I try to go every year and learn how to tell a good story, because y'all know me. I get all crazy and flighty. And I'm like, how do they?
You're great at it.
You're just being sweet. Like, I have fun with it, so y'all have fun with me. But, there's so many people that do it, and it's an art about it.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I have that good. I have the art of being myself. That's just about it. Coming up next, we'll have Your 2 Cents, and it's brought to you by Freedom Pond, 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. And they have everything you need, from guns to ammo, golf. They have generators. They have trailers, just a little bit of everything. And here's the question that we're going to be talking about next. First time on a plane, where did you go? So you can think about that, and we'll see what everybody's saying about that next on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service along with Colonial Automotive would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at dasautosales.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
Call 800-989-1647. 800-989-1647. That's 800-989-1647.
It's the Upper Cumberland Home Builders Association 2025 Home and Garden Show, March 29th and 30th at DeMonico Winery and Vineyards. With local vendors, shopping, exhibits, giveaways, and more. Tickets are just $5. Don't miss the Upper Cumberland Home and Garden Show.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. Have you ever really spent time planning for life after work? If not, you're not alone. For most, it's a scary thought. Making sense of investments, Social Security, Medicare. To make it worse, the advice people typically get is from salespeople or family members who got their information from salespeople. We are here to take the mystery and fear out of retirement. The next step is yours. Call 615-851-1950 or go to paulwinkler.com. That website is paulwinkler.com, creating confident investors.
And now located in Cookeville.
Only two things in life are certain, death and taxes. Well, now there's a third certainty. If you're with Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, you could be saving a fortune every single month if you switch to my cell phone provider, a veteran-owned company called Pure Talk. Now, that's right. Pure Talk, my sponsor, is cutting the fat from the wireless industry. For just $25 a month, you can get unlimited talk and text, 5 gigs of data on America's most dependable 5G network, and the average family of 4 saving over $1,000 a year when they switch to Pure Talk. That's real money in your pocket for the exact same service. And with Pure Talk, you have U.S. customer service representatives. They'll make the switch simple, fast, and free and easy. To do it, dial pound 250, say the keyword save now to make the switch. Do it now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. Pound 250, keyword save now, and start saving today. Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans.
Many of our U.S. veterans and service members face challenges. At the Bob Woodward Foundation, we invest in solutions to help support them in the next chapter of their lives. Learn more about our work at bobwoodwardfoundation.org/success.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Morning Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
And good morning. Jason is out today. He is taking a little vacation today. But Tim Scruggs, my hubby, is helping out with the Jason and Sheila show. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning.
It's time for your 2 cents. And of course, our great sponsor, Freedom Pond, always brings your 2 cents to us. They've got guns and ammo, a whole other separate area of their store that's really dedicated to guns and ammo. Just really knowledgeable staff. They've got generators, trailers. They've got a little bit of well, of course, I didn't think I'd be talking about heaters on the second day of spring.
Yeah,
but
isn't
they
that
have
crazy?
a couple of kerosene
It's
heaters.
been back and forth. It was like 70 earlier this week, and then this morning frost out on the ground here. And
I know, it's crazy. It was funny when we were leaving for work this morning. He's like, look at all this frost, second day of spring. I can't believe it. Like, we're all ready for spring. But that's the thing about Tennessee. It's like, somebody was talking yesterday, a local person, she said, there's not just 4 seasons in Tennessee. There's like 7 or 8.
right. I mean, I was working on a lawnmower, getting it ready yesterday. You know, okay, the grass it's probably dead now. I don't know.
The lawnmower or the grass?
Well, that too, both, I guess, until I get spring work done.
Well, yeah, your 2 cents. The question is, your first time on a plane, where did you go? And I want to thank our engineer, Mike, for running the board for us. He's the one that's running the board, helping everything go smooth. And then also on Hip, I almost said Hip Cookeville. On Hub
Cookeville.
Plus, on our Roku app, Hub Plus, he's doing all the camera changes and everything too. And he said his first airplane ride was from Texas to Nashville.
How about that?
So not a bad place to go. Coming
Right.
to Tennessee, we're happy
Good
to have him.
destination.
Let's see, my first plane ride, it wasn't like a big airliner. It was like a small plane, and my dad didn't want to get on the plane, but me and my mom and my sister did. It was just a little plane of a friend of my dad's, and that was pretty cool, like a little charter plane.
Yeah.
And that was my first time actually flying. But for like a big airline, I think it was you and me going to
Right.
Chicago.
Yeah, and I think that was Southwest. We just took.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to me because I had made that drive before, and it was like 8 hours, took forever.
Right.
And this one was like a hop. You know, basically about
Like the
2 or
first
3
time
hours.
you really are on a plane, and you really, I mean, you know they go fast, but it's like when you see how much it shortens your trip, you're like, we need to do this all the time. And then
you look at
know
the
how much money
prices.
it costs. Yeah. Tex said his first was to Paris Island, South Carolina. He was in boot camp on that. So I bet you that was a lot of men and women's first time on a plane if they, joined the armed forces.
Yeah, I noticed, a lot of these, just looking down the list, had something to do with military. So.
Yeah. What's some of the interesting ones that you see?
Let's see. Charlie went to San Francisco, probably over there to the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's see. Jim at San Antonio, down around the Alamo. And Detroit, Linda Kugler-Manier. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, please.
But our friend Dimple said she came to Tennessee from Detroit. Her grandpa had passed away, so that's why she had to get on a plane. So your first time on a plane, where did you go? Gina said from South Carolina to Frankfurt, Germany. Gina took a big trip.
Yeah.
I wonder.
That is a long trip because our longest is probably about a 13-hour flight to Paris, and then you go to Germany. That's even further. So.
Well, we went to Hawaii one time too.
Yeah, that's about a 6-hour flight from Dallas.
We took a weird route.
Yeah, we went from Nashville to Dallas to Hawaii.
As a matter of fact, you were calling for Tennessee Tech, and we were doing a tournament.
That was great. That was in Honolulu, in Oahu. I did notice that somebody here had flown to Maui, and I was just so jealous.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to Maui yet. But Allison Clark, that's when she's assistant women's basketball coach now for Tennessee Tech. She was actually playing for Tech at that time.
Yep.
Telling our age a little bit, but
maybe. Well, I was 5 when I was calling.
Tim was like, "Babe, you've got to go to Hawaii with me." And I'm like, I don't know, but we got a little discount because we were traveling with a whole group of folks. So I'm glad we got to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
Mike said from Knoxville to Seattle, and they showed the cutting edge on the big screen while we had dinner, and they had actual silverware back then on the plane. Wouldn't have that now.
You're lucky if you get anything plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
My brother, hey, Russell, Miami. He flew to Miami. And my sister-in-law, also San Diego, at the Marine Corps base there.
Oh, cool. I did not know that Russell, our brother, well, your brother, my brother-in-law, had been to Miami.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a Miami type of guy.
Maybe he's just, taking a little break down there in Florida.
What's going on?
Southern Florida, yeah.
Oh, Brian said that his first time on a plane, and then he was skydiving.
Oh, no. Not now, much less my first time in the air.
I can't believe that's pretty brave.
That is bold. I'm telling you.
The only way I'm going to jump out of a plane is if it's going down, and then somebody'd probably have to push me out. Because, I think my legs would just be locked, Johnny, which he's one of our favorites that comment, Johnny Ferguson, he said, never been on a plane. And I don't think he seems like he's missing anything.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's going to anytime soon either.
Yeah. Angela said she flew from Lexington to Haiti when she was 16 for a missionary trip. That's so cool. I haven't ever been on a missionary trip, and that's a bucket list for me.
Well, our friends here at Willow Window, John,
yes.
they've done a lot of missionary work.
Yeah, and they've just seen so many wonderful people and so many great stories that it just seems like you grow a lot. You think you're going to help others, but it really helps you grow spiritually and mentally.
Look at Ray Mize there. He flew from Cookeville to Gainesboro. I'm like, okay, that probably took about 5 minutes.
But that's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is. Like Cookeville just took a little jump there over to Jackson County. And bam.
So also, let's see, Hawaii in 1969 to meet my hubby on his R&R from Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of cool. So Carolyn, thank you for commenting. Thank you for everybody that's commenting. You can actually go on our Facebook page and tell us if you've ever flown before, if you've been on a plane for the first time, where did you go? What was your trip like? Coming up next, we'll have spoiler alert. That's what's happening in Hollywood and on the tube, and we'll find out more about what's coming up, and try not to spoil it too bad for you. That's coming up on Good Morning Cookeville.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. TDOT says travelers can expect delays on I-40 through Putnam County Sunday due to planned utility work. The agency says rolling roadblocks will be implemented beginning at mile marker 283 eastbound near Baxter and at mile marker 297 westbound near Monterey. The Department of Safety and Homeland Security will offer additional Saturday appointments at 14 driver service centers across the state for current state credential holders who want help getting a real ID. Saturday appointments will begin tomorrow in most locations, including Cookeville. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has promoted a McMinnville native to a key leadership post. A press release states that Lieutenant Colonel Tim Spicer will head the THP's Field Operations Bureau. That position includes all 8 of the THP's districts and 4 regional dispatch centers. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Upperman Bees basketball team won their quarterfinal game against Hume Fogg yesterday 54-40 to move on to the 3A state semifinals in Murfreesboro. Mr. Basketball Ty Cobb led the Bees in scoring with 28. Upperman will play Greenville this afternoon at 4 in the semifinals. The Boston Celtics organization was sold for $6.1 billion yesterday. Bill Chisholm is the managing partner for the group buying the team. The $6.1 billion price tag is the most expensive price tag in North American history, passing the Washington Commanders sale in 2023. In the first day of the NCAA tournament, the Tennessee Volunteers punched their ticket to the round of 32 as they beat Wofford 77-62. Chaz Lanier scored 29 in the win. Number 12 McNeese beat Clemson 69-67. Number 11 Drake upset Missouri 67-57. And John Calipari in Arkansas beat Bill Self in Kansas 79-72. Join us this afternoon at 4 on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel as the Upperman Bees basketball team takes on Greenville in the 3A state semifinals. Myself and Noah McKay will have the call from the Glass House. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
FedEx shares are down more than 7.5%. The shipping giant's earnings missed analyst predictions, and FedEx is reporting continued weakness and uncertainty in the U.S. industrial economy, which is impacting its service for businesses. FedEx is lowering expectations for the year. Nike shares are down 6.5%. Its earnings topped expectations, but Nike is warning that its work on reinventing the company will cut into its business in coming months. Shares of IAG, parent company of British Airways, are down 2% on news that London's Heathrow Airport is shut down by a fire at an electrical substation which caused a power outage. IAG is also parent of Iberia, Aer Lingus, and others. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com to
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Friday morning forecast. Sunny skies this morning will help to quickly warm us up after a chilly start. Highs this afternoon will top out in the upper 50s to near 60 with increasing cloud cover. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with lows around 40. Sunny skies can be expected Saturday with highs in the mid-60s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Sheila Scruggs, along with Tim Scruggs, filling in for Jason, who is on vacation today. Yeah. Tim is my husband, not my brother.
I hope so. I mean, good Lord, that's
because they're like, but when they hear the last time, is it your brother or is it your husband? He, my hubby. What's coming on tonight? Spoiler alert is what it's time for. ABC Shark Tank, one of my favorite shows. I always like learning from that. I mean, everybody has the, well, I don't know if everybody does, but a lot of people have the goal to be an entrepreneur. So, I mean, there's good tips on life from that show, too, about how to deal with certain things and talk business.
How to negotiate.
Yes.
And then in the meantime, you get to see a lot of new products that are pretty interesting.
Neat. And then the NCAA tournament is going on tonight, too. Gold Rush Season 5 on Discovery. It's called Mine Boss for a Day. They're mining on the gold rush. Also, other things in Hollywood. Gwyneth Paltrow, she's was being interviewed by Vanity Fair. She watched clips from her most notable roles after showing her a scene from 2008's Iron Man, where she played Pepper Potts. Cute name. The interviewer asked, "Did you ever imagine when you signed on you would end up in 7 Marvel films?" And she said, "That can't be right. I can't have been in 7. Is that true?" She then mentioned how she completely forgot she appeared in 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming. She said, "One time I didn't realize I was in Spider-Man." And so she just really didn't realize she'd been in 7 Marvel films. She said, "I was doing a scene with Robert Downey Jr. And Jon Favreau." Is that how I say it?
Yes, that's how you pronounce it.
So I thought it was a cameo, and it turned out I was actually in it, and I didn't even realize it. I thought it was just a cameo. Gwyneth, that sounds like something I'd say. Come on, Gwyneth, get better.
She grew up in the showbiz, though. Her father's an actor and everything. So
it's just nothing. Her, I've been in 7. Okay, pshaw.
It's like Drew Barrymore when she was 4. Oh yeah, I've done thousands of commercials and all that. She's 4, all right.
Phone home.
Yeah, Marvel, and I'm probably gonna offend some of my friends out there that are comic.
What, the Marvel friends?
Yeah, is that Stan Lee or is he more DC?
Oh, don't ask me. I'm the same way.
Because when you said Pepper Potts, I thought, he's the one that puts everybody's initials with the same, like Peter Parker.
Or Sheila Scruggs.
Yes.
Sorry, it came back to me again.
J. Jonah Jameson, all of that.
It sounds good, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I am a little partial since I'm a double S, but you had some news about Blake Lively. To continue the drama with Blake, suing everybody, and then Jason and I couldn't figure out if she's the problem. Am I the problem? Or if somebody else is the problem, like the ones that she's suing. And then Ryan Reynolds is her husband. We like him. So what's happening in the news with Blake now?
Well, she's seeking the dismissal of a $400 million defamation lawsuit filed by Justin Baldoni. And I wonder that every time I see one of these astronomical numbers, and I know Hollywood celebrities like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds make very good money, but how do they handle a $400 million lawsuit? But she's seeking the dismissal of it. She labels it as vengeful after she accused Baldoni of sexual harassment during the filming of It Ends With Us. So
she's throwing it out? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, she's wanting that thrown out. She's seeking the dismissal of it, saying he had a counter lawsuit after she accused him of sexual harassment.
Right.
He accused
her.
her.
It's been in the news for like several months. They're going back and forth. So she's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm getting bad publicity about this from the Good Morning Cookeville people.
I'm sure people are like, do you know what Jason and Sheila have been saying about you?
Right. Like, we're trying to figure you out. Blake, we've been trying to figure you out. I was for you for a moment there. Now I'm like, I don't understand, Blake.
She's a great actress, though.
Oh, she's
Ryan
wonderful.
Reynolds.
Yeah. And I wish good for Ryan Reynolds. I want him to have a sweet wife.
And they've been together a while now, haven't they? I mean,
they have, and they've got children together and everything. And of course, we're just talking. I don't even know. Blake could be a lovely, lovely person.
Yeah.
Speaking of lovely person, hello, my sister Heather. She said Stan Lee is Marvel girl.
Okay, thank you.
She didn't say girl get real, but she's thinking that.
Yeah, she probably is.
She's into all that, and I'm like, oh no, I knew that Wonder Woman was DC Comics.
See, WW Wonder Woman. Okay.
Yeah. Vanna White.
That's DC. Sorry.
I'm gonna move on to another girl I like, Vanna White.
Oh yeah.
While on Thursday's Drew Barrymore, we're speaking of Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, speaking of
her
Drew.
show, 68-year-old Vanna revealed how many dresses she's worn on her 4 decades of co-hosting Wheel of Fortune. Over 8,000 gowns.
Wow.
Every day, a different dress for all of those years, 42 years, and still going strong and still beautiful. Drew asked if she ever gets to keep the clothes. I'm interested in that too. She said, I don't get to keep them, but they do let me borrow them for special events.
Do they like auction them off or something? I mean, that's.
Oh, that'd be a great fundraiser.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. And you had something at the Boston Celtics?
Oh yeah. Let me throw that over there.
Sorry.
They're being sold. I think it was $6 billion with a B dollars.
Yeah.
And that's a great tradition up there in Boston. You know, like the Celtics have been one of the teams. And it seems like it's always the Lakers, Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Celtics are being sold for $6 billion. So Larry Bird's team.
Yeah.
That's what's funny. Is like he hasn't probably played in 20-something years, but it's still Larry Bird's team.
But that was all my childhood, growing up. That's what you heard. When you heard Celtics, Larry Bird, 3-point.
I mean, you think of some of the great players, though, they've had. Bill Russell. I mean, tradition just goes deeply there. And to see them sold, it's like seeing the Dallas Cowboys sold when Jerry Jones bought them.
Yeah. Have you got something else you were wanting to talk about?
I was going to look at birthdays. Of course, I lost my place, but...
oh, sorry. I made you go back, and I made you lose your place on that.
But I remember... Okay, here we go. Jasmine Savoy Brown. She's on the show Yellow Jackets. We like that. She is 31, by far the youngest on this list. Saquana Martin Green. She's been on Star Trek and The Walking Dead. She is 40. Matthew Broderick. That's our... actor.
Is he our actor?
Yeah. in the Alan on 2.5 Men always claimed to be
he's
Matthew
one of my favorite. He will always forever be Ducky for me. And which movie now was that?
16 Candles
16
or
Candles
Pretty in Pink?
Pretty in Pink.
Okay.
It's Pretty in Pink.
One of those movies,
Yeah.
Let's
one
see.
of those. But yeah, I just remember Ducky and then how he didn't get the girl when I wanted him to get the girl.
Yeah.
Molly Ringwald.
Yeah. Let's see. Where was I? Gary Oldman, actor.
He's excellent.
He is 67. Wow. And Timothy Dalton. We saw him recently in a show.
Oh yeah, it's 1923. He plays the evil guy in 1923. He just has that look about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a smart aleck. I'm sorry, Timothy Dalton, but you do.
Yeah, he's one of those James Bond guys too.
One of my least favorite. We had that question the other day.
Did.
Who is your least favorite James Bond or something like that? Do you know the winner of that was Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
And I didn't think he was a bad Bond.
Really?
You didn't like him? Tim was like, really? Because I'm not liking him. You don't like Pierce?
No, I go back to the
Pierce?
traditionalists like Sean Connery and everything.
Yeah.
Those were the good ones. And then Roger Moore.
Oh, yeah, those are the two original. Well, original Sean Connery, then Roger Moore. And I don't know who picked up after that, but it's like... But then I was like, Pierce did okay. He wasn't a Sean Connery.
Oh, no.
But Timothy Dalton, you looked mean and smart alecky as a Bond.
And he is 79.
He's a good actor, though.
Yeah.
He's a real good actor. Well, Robert Pattinson has a new movie. It's called Mickey 17. It's projected to lose 75 to 80 million for Warner Brothers. Oh my gosh. Lose.
Wow.
Not make, lose after a poor box office performance. See, I'd never even heard of it, and it's already been shown in the box office.
Is this the one from Twilight movie?
Yeah,
okay.
Robert Pattinson, yeah.
Okay.
He said, or they said, with a break-even point around 300 million, it's earned only 35 million, which sounds like a lot of money, but when they put that much into making a movie, and that's a box office.
That's a flop when you put that money into it and you're just getting a portion of that back.
Dixie. I combined Disney and Pixar, so I was like, it's Dixie. Disney and Pixar are working on a sequel to Coco, which is slated for a theatrical release in 2029. Sherry Shepherd's daytime talk show, Sherry, it's been renewed, for those of you who are wondering about that.
She was on The Voice for a while now, wasn't she?
The Voice?
Yeah, broke away.
The Voice?
Yeah, I think.
Are you talking about The View? You said The Voice was the singing show. I'm thinking The Voice? I'm thinking, was she a judge?
No, I'm just trying to make you feel better about that Dixie thing. And I'm like, yeah, she was on The Voice.
I was like,
no,
The Voice?
I meant The View. I'm sorry.
Was she, though?
No, she wasn't. She was on The View, yes.
I can't remember. I don't
one of the
keep up with
first.
Sherry.
and I love that prank that Anthony Anderson pulled on her on To Tell the Truth. He looks
What
like,
happened?
Okay, he's got this box, and it looked like maybe he's got a snake or something like that, and he's reaching for it with this stick.
Yeah.
And as soon as he gets it to where he thinks he has it, he throws it on her, and it's just a. It's
she
not
thinks
a snake.
it's a real snake.
Yeah, it was like a rubber snake, and she is like falling all over the place, trying to get
funny.
away.
I bet that's a fun. Is that you? Can you find that clip on?
Yeah,
YouTube?
you can see it on YouTube.
But Sherry, her show, this is the 4th season. It's been renewed for a 4th season. I didn't even realize. I knew she had a talk show, but I haven't seen it. And actor Wings Hauser, what a cool name.
I love it.
Don't even know who that is. Known for his role in Vice Squad and The Young and Restless. Oh, I'm sorry, Wings. I didn't know you, but he's passed away.
Oh.
He was 78, though. I bet I know his face more than his name, then, if he's been in The Young and Restless and Vice Squad. So, I hate to hear that. But that is our spoiler alert for today. Coming up next, we've got The Real Good, and Tim is going to continue to ask Sheila.
Okay.
So remember now, you got to give me hints.
Question. Yeah.
You get the questions, and he's going to ask me next, and we'll find out the real good story next on Good Morning Cookeville with Tim and Sheila.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614. Or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Growing up in Tennessee, I knew there were many college options, but after exploring the UT system campuses, I found the perfect fit. I was able to experience each campus firsthand before making a decision that would shape my future. Thanks to scholarship opportunities and UT Promise, I'm on track to graduate debt-free, something I never thought possible. The UT system is a community invested in your success. Start your journey at findyourut.com. 5 campuses, one just for you.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk, Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at the Livingston Central Park. The race is supporting Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's mission to build affordable homes and strengthen communities. So lace up and join the fun Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at Livingston Central Park for Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk. To register, visit uchabitat.org.
Gentry's Power Equipment, your trusted Exmark dealer in Cookeville. For over 35 years, Exmark has been pioneering innovation, offering legendary durability and unmatched cut quality. Whether you're a professional landscaper or a homeowner, our range of commercial and residential mowers is designed to meet your needs. Hurry in for 0% financing for 48 months on select models, just in time for spring mowing. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville, where big boy toys are their specialty.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good Morning Cookeville is live from the beautiful Willow Window Studio. I know you have commented about how you love working in the studio.
I love the showroom in the studio here. Everything is just beautiful here in Willow Window.
Yeah, and they've got, of course, doors and windows, even window treatments like blinds and different smart blinds, all of that. You can see that in the showroom. Plus, they have a new thing called Summer Space, and you can enclose your whole deck with windows where you can have a fire in the fall or open it completely up in the spring and summer. And they've even got cabanas, and they've got awnings that can retract, and
Garage doors even.
I mean, it's just beautiful here in the Willow Window Studio. So you can stop by anytime between 8 and 4, Monday through Friday, and check out the showroom and talk to one of the nice sales associates here as well. So it's time now for... we got to do it together. Okay. We always do something on Good Morning Cookeville. We stop down, have a positive and uplifting story that we call The Real Good. Kristen Baltram of Colorado, she was on a mission to help people going through tough times to stay in contact with their pets. Because, I mean, what pet is not a therapy pet?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Because of a struggle her sister Annie endured about 5 years ago, Kristen learned that many homeless shelters will open their doors to people in need, but they don't have a way to house their pets. To help with the problem, she created a charity group called Annie and Millie's Place, which offers pop-up veterinary clinics, emergency pet care funding, and foster arrangements for animals while their owners seek treatment or temporary shelter. What a beautiful thing she's doing.
I mean, on top of all the problems that you've got, stress you're dealing with, you want your pets to be taken care of, and this is just a great idea.
I would be more mortified if I could not see my pet. You know, that my mental state would be just
And the
terrible.
whole time you're wondering, are they going to be okay?
Yeah, I'd be worried about I worry more about my pets than myself, you know. The big dream is to eventually operate a co-shelter where people and their pets can stay safely together. But for now, Kristen is focused on pets that allow the owners to take care of themselves without worrying about, oh, who's taking care of my pet? Is my pet safe? Is my pet okay? This is an issue that's not just about human services. It's about animal welfare as well. So, Kristen, that is so beautiful. Thank you for that.
Great idea and a great service that is.
Most definitely.
Roger Aspey owns a farm in Wincanton, England, and every time I think of England, and this is just me, I think of Big Ben and, you know, London and everything.
Right.
But there are also farmers there. And he is a farmer with a scary situation after a fire broke out in one of his barns. So obviously he has several farms, or barns, I should say. He woke up and then realized there was a fire in one of those barns, and there was a mother pig and piglets that were in that barn. So he sprang into action, and he saved them as the flames spread. He rushed into the barn. I don't recommend that to people, but, you know, you hear piglets squealing. What are you going to do? I mean, he said he ran in about 4 times carrying the piglets, 3 at a time, and he passed them to his partner, Emily, who put them in another barn on the other side. He said the piglet's mother was very stressed, and I can imagine.
Oh, I'd be scared of that mama.
Yeah.
That's a mighty big mama.
Yeah, exactly. But when news of Roger's rescue spread throughout the community, his neighbors stopped by to visit and called him a hero, even went as far as to get his autograph.
Oh, that's so sweet. Is it bad that I was thinking the whole time, though, about that commercial that goes, "It's bacon"? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But, I mean, it is bad. I wouldn't want the little pigs to go through all that and then be burning alive. That's horrible.
Well, that is.
And there's nothing cuter than a baby pig. I mean, there are cuter things like cats and dogs. But you know what I'm saying? Anything baby's cute, and little baby pig's real cute.
So I got to ask you here.
About bacon?
No. When you do see a celebrity, now the autograph seems like it's gone by the wayside, and get a selfie instead. With
I'd rather have a selfie.
Selfie with a celebrity or
Prove
something.
that I saw him. I can act like I got a signature, but I want a selfie.
Yeah, when people were getting sports memorabilia signed by baseball players, and that was worth a lot at the time, but then the forgery started, and it brought the value way down.
Well, I wonder, too, are celebrity autographs, is that still going for a whole lot? Because, I mean, I like the selfie to prove that I've seen them, but nobody else is going to want that selfie of me with somebody.
Oh, it'll be on Facebook and Instagram.
Of course it would, but nobody else is going to want to buy that when I'm in it.
Right.
You know? I mean,
this is
unless
for
it's
me.
you, baby. So now it's time for, has it time for Ask Sheila?
Oh.
He's like, I caught him off guard.
I got caught up there. I'm telling
I think I've gotten 7 correct, and then we'll see if
That's a good week for you, isn't it?
Well, I've had better.
Okay, according to Pet Care website, roughly half of pet owners.
So is this a whole pet theme or what?
Yeah, whole pet theme.
Okay.
They have had this. This is
So we had a pet theme with the Real Good. Now we have a pet theme with Ask Sheila.
Yeah. So according to Pet Care website, roughly half of all pet owners have this. What is it?
I would say more than one pet.
No.
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 Is there a hint?
Oh, let's see. This
Without
one.
giving it away?
Yeah, that's tough. This one travels with you everywhere you go.
Okay, do the question one more time because now it's messing me up.
According to a Pet Care website, roughly half of their pet owners have this. What is it?
And it
now,
travels
you
with
know
you.
you can't take your pet everywhere, but you take this.
Pictures.
Yes, exactly. So we got 8 now? Is that
8?
8?
I got 8.
A
8
picture
is
of pet
great.
in
8
there.
is great. Okay, but I got 2 more questions to go.
I love it.
Don't celebrate too early,
Yeah,
Sheila.
well, you've already got one. So,
Okay, good.
According to a pet insurance company, this is one of the most commonly items surgically removed from dogs.
Oh, because they're chewers. It's.
You know that we got our puppy. She
is a chewer and
everything.
I say puppy. She's almost a year now. She'll be a year in May, so she just likes to chew.
Anything, everything.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to have. I mean, I don't want surgery to be involved.
Gosh, I hope
So
not.
this is what they find in their tummies.
Yes.
Is it like chewed up balls or like tennis balls?
No, that kind of surprised me, but I guess that's too big for some of the smaller dogs, like a big tennis ball or something like that. But
Can I have one more guess?
oh yeah, you can have another guess.
He's easy.
Yeah.
You're a lot sweeter about this than Jason is.
Have all the
Not
guesses.
any kind of toy.
No, not a toy actually.
Socks.
Yes. Bingo.
Because they like to play tug with socks.
Yes. And
Look
they're
at me, I'm tugging.
easily torn, everything. So, and they're sitting on top of the laundry a lot of times.
Right.
Okay, let me grab one of these. This is a toy.
Rawr. Okay, so I got 2. Okay.
Jason's a lot meaner, but yeah, like you said.
Thank you,
He's
thank
not,
you.
He's not going to give you those, all right?
He does sometimes.
Uh,
Okay, my last question here.
1 in 5 pet owners have ever done this for their pet.
What now?
1 out of 5 pet owners have done this for their pets. What is it?
Just 1 out of
1 out of 5.
have ever done this for their pet.
Yes. I couldn't see doing that to a snake or something like that if you have a pet snake. But
What are you talking about? Snakes and dogs and cats?
well, yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my.
This is a pet theme today, so we're going to go with that one.
Is
1
that-
in 5 pet owners have ever done this.
Taking their pet, got them a massage.
Huh.
I don't
Interesting.
know why that came to my mind.
No, that's
Because I'm needing one. Not a pet, but a massage.
Oh, we are getting ours like groomed and stuff, but not. And that's not the answer, but
It's not?
no.
Okay, is there a hint?
Well, I mean, the snake thing was a hint.
It was?
Yeah.
Walking it. No.
Yeah, I can see
more
walking.
than one out.
You know that we bring this up all the time. That turtle that walks around Cookeville.
Oh, let me tell you, we're not the only ones that noticed that turtle. I want to get the owner of that turtle in here to be interviewed, but they're gone to Florida right now and taking the turtle with them, I think.
Yeah.
But
Well,
there is somebody. They don't walk it on the leash, but that turtle walks right beside of them. Okay, what's the answer?
well, that's what I need. As fast as I walk, I need a turtle.
As
Okay. But-
fast as you walk, which
Yeah, I'm
means
saying
not
about
fast.
the same time, same pace as the turtle. This is actually brush their teeth. Just 1 in 5 brush their
1 in 5?
That's why I said, a snake, we're going to sit here with the fangs.
Ooh,
and
no,
brush the- Yeah, but, you could put like a toothbrush on your finger or something and, brush the dog.
Right, we've done that before
Yeah.
because it is because if you take your pets for a checkup, they'll go, oh, their teeth are a little dingy or what was it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in like the health problems with people, I assume it's the same with animals. Tooth decay.
Right, and that could cause other problems too. So, well, all right. So I'm at 9.
9, yes.
9 for the week. So, and coming up next, we've got Justin Matheny with Upper Cumberland Reporter, and Jonathan Frank will be in at 7:30 with news. He's a News and Public Relations Director with Tennessee Tech. That's all coming up next.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB, Cookeville.
Put everything back. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Top House Democrats in a letter to Education Secretary Linda McMahon are urging the Trump administration to rescind an order to start dismantling the Department of Education before it causes any more damage to America's students, families, and educators, the letter says. President Trump says the department's useful actions will be preserved. Secretary McMahon tells Fox she wants to work with Congress.
I think if we can show them that the best plan is to have states in control of education for their communities, for their students, for their teachers, for their parents, that is the best thing.
Congress would have to approve fully eliminating the department. President Trump also signs an order to prioritize mineral mining projects.
It's a big thing in this country, and as you know, we're also signing agreements in various locations to unlock rare earths and minerals.
He says a deal for access to Ukraine's minerals for manufacturing will be signed very shortly. There's another hearing today in D.C. about deportation flights under the Alien Enemies Act. The judge says the Trump administration's response for more information has been woefully inefficient.
Federal Judge James Boasberg says the Trump administration is evading its obligations after the Justice Department missed a noon deadline to privately give more details regarding those deportation flights to El Salvador. Boasberg says instead of giving the information he wanted, the government gave a 6-paragraph declaration from an Immigration and Customs Enforcement office in Texas. The declaration notified the court that Cabinet Secretary are considering whether to invoke state secrets privilege, which allows the government to withhold certain information because of national security concerns.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The head of Israel's Shin Bet intelligence agency, Ronan Bar, is being dismissed despite 3 days of protests against it. Shin Bet is investigating Prime Minister Netanyahu aides. Bar calls his firing illegal. Netanyahu says that he's lost confidence in him. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey, you want to hear some great news? Preborn is bringing babies back to life. What you might not be aware of is that even though Roe has been overturned and abortion has been greatly restricted in many states, the abortion pill has now superseded surgical abortions, accounting now for 60% of these deaths. Preborn's network of clinics are on standby for women in their darkest hour, and when they meet them with God's love and free service to help them choose life, including a treatment that counteracts the toxic abortion pill, these life-saving and heart-changing measures, Preborn and their network clinics have rescued over 330,000 babies' lives. But the work has just begun, and every day thousands of babies' lives hang in the balance. Your tax-deductible donation of any amount is crucial in the fight and the heartbeat of our nation. Will you help us? All proceeds will go towards life. Just dial pound 250, pound 250, and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby. Or donate securely at preborn.com/hope. That's preborn.com/hope. Sponsored by Preborn.
Manhunt continues for 2 Venezuelan immigration detainees who escaped in Aurora, Colorado.
Chief Todd Chamberlain says Aurora police were notified hours after 2 detainees escaped an Immigration and Customs Enforcement detention facility Tuesday during a power outage.
This information came 4.5 to 5 hours late.
Pushing back on a statement from ICE that alleged the prison notified APD immediately and that officers declined to assist with the search.
Had APD been properly notified at the moment of the escape, our officers could have deployed resources immediately to establish a containment, coordinate with regional partners, and to assist in tracking those individuals.
Saying he's disappointed by the misinformation, but stressing he supports the department's partnership with ICE. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
A jury convicts 2 men of plotting to assassinate an Iranian-American journalist at her home in New York City.
Prosecutors say the plot to assassinate Masih Alinejad was a murder-for-hire scheme in New York City, and it was paid for by the Iranian government. They said the convicted men, Rafat Amirov and Polat Amarov, were crime bosses in the Russian mob. Lawyers for the men argued that they were innocent. Prosecutors said Alinejad was targeted by Iran for her online campaign, encouraging women to expose their hair in public, even when Iranian law said not to. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
University of Maine system agrees to comply with President Trump's order keeping transgender women out of women's sports.
The network of 8 public universities had been hit with a temporary pause in funding over its refusal to comply. Chancellor Dan O'Malloy telling Fox News Digital they are relieved to have come to an understanding with the Agriculture Department, which had awarded the system nearly $30 million last year for research.
Fox's Gary Baumgarten, some men's college basketball round 1 tournament upsets. 12 seed McNeese State beats 5th seed Clemson University. Number 11 Drake beats number 6 Missouri. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. A Putnam County grand jury has indicted an Upperman Middle School assistant principal on theft charges. The Herald Citizen reports that 35-year-old Lacey Jade Loggins has posted $850 bond. The indictment charges her with a misdemeanor charge of theft under $1,000. The indictment found that Loggins knowingly obtained control of $766.59 from the Cookeville home goods store between February 2024 and May 2024. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has promoted a McMinnville native to a key leadership post. Lieutenant Colonel Tim Spicer will head the THP's Field Operations Bureau. TDOT says travelers can expect delays on I-40 through Putnam County Sunday due to planned utility work. The agency said rolling roadblocks will be implemented beginning at mile marker 283 eastbound near Baxter. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good Morning Cookeville with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville, live from the beautiful Willow Window Studio at 310 Newman Drive in Cookeville. We are so happy to be in this studio and happy to work with Jonathan Norris, who created the beautiful studio for us. Tim is filling in for Jason, who is out on vacation today. He'll be back on Monday. But we are happy to have Justin Matheny from Upper Cumberland Reporter with us.
I'm happy that we got a sports guy. I mean,
I know. You are in heaven, aren't you?
Oh, yes. I'm like loving this.
So it's been kind of a busy couple of weeks, and of course March Madness is going on. We'll touch on that in a little bit, but of course all the high school action with girls last week and then boys are this week.
Yes.
So can you kind of recap for us what's been going on and who's still in it?
Yeah. Well, really, if we go back 3 weeks ago, Cookeville's a part of, I think, a really rich basketball area here in the Upper Cumberland, and it has been for my whole life and predates me, obviously. But 3 weeks ago, they had the private school sector state championship games held at Tennessee Tech at the Hoop.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love, I'm beating this drum as loud as I can to try to at least get the girls to play their state championship games here in Cookeville, because we have so many.
I would love that too.
We have so many teams from the Upper Cumberland who make it. It would just, the atmosphere would be. Look, the Murphy Center and Murfreesboro, they do a great job.
Yeah.
But Cookeville can hold their own hosting some state championship games too.
But would Noah feel okay because he's not going to get to say the glass house?
Yeah, but he said the Hoop.
The Hoop.
Yeah, it'd be at
Justin
the Hoop.
Right
Yeah,
it'd be. Justin, I mean Noah.
Yeah, it'd be. I mean, it'd be cool to do it. I don't know if I'll ever get anywhere with it, but I'm trying.
They put that somewhere in Middle Tennessee because your teams from Memphis don't want to travel all the way to Knoxville or something like that.
Sure.
And we're right right in the middle area, so that's going to bring a lot of good teams.
It wouldn't be that much for and we had the football state championships here, and it's not. I mean, the state championships for football now are in Chattanooga, and that's in the bottom.
Yeah, that's the bottom part of the
one
state.
bottom corner.
So
of the
you
state,
got
whichever way you're looking at it.
somewhere up in Tiptonville, is it? Like
Right.
way up there. Yeah, that's a long haul for them to Chattanooga.
It sure is. So I mean, there's Murfreesboro, Nashville, Cookeville in that area. It'd just be a good thing to use for sure. Absolutely.
And the Hooper Evelyn Center is really a beautiful place.
Oh, that
doesn't get utilized enough.
I know they have done such a good job over there. It's it's
top notch.
Okay, look, it is what it is. It's nicer than Murphy Center. I mean, it really is.
I would agree, but I'm a little partial.
Yeah, and I've lived here my whole life, so it's easy for me to say that. But they've done a good job. The production is top notch, and it would just be such a good fit to have it. We've got Cookeville's grown so much in my lifetime. Okay, we've got the ability to host and house the people that would come here for stuff like that, where maybe we didn't 20 years ago.
Right, we didn't have enough hotel rooms and everything.
And with the when the football was here and the work the chamber and the city put in to do it, they put on a top-notch production.
They sure did.
Of those things, and I know Cookeville could handle it and would knock it out because they do a great job with the private. They do boys and girls private that go on at the same time, and they blow that out of the park. So I mean,
and people talk about our like the traffic here. It's nothing compared to Murfreesboro and Nashville.
Goodness.
Murfreesboro's traffic
What
is
a headache.
crazy.
Brutal. It is
Yeah.
brutal. My brother lived there for 12 years, and I would get anxiety when we had to go visit him because I'm like, crap.
Worse than Nashville for me. Like driving
hard
in
to get
Nashville
around,
is like,
yeah.
but like
Well, see, they can't keep up with the growth like Nashville's already prepared. Well, Nashville's got construction
like
just as well, but
look, Murfreesboro, I love you, but sometimes your people are hateful on the road. I mean, my goodness, that's what would give me anxiety. I'm like, oh, they're gonna beat me up. Not that I'm wimpy, but
well, you know what? I mean, people can get a little ornery around here in Cookeville too.
it happens.
Especially on Friday afternoon, people trying to get home early.
Yeah. The light is green. Go.
It's funny. I don't know how I ever, when I'm in the car with my wife, and I love my wife. She knows this. She'll be
when they
sitting there.
preference a
a
story like
It's
that.
like, what are you gonna say,
So
Justin?
I'm sitting there, and the light will turn green for a millisecond. She's like, "It's green." I'm like, "Honey, how do I make it anywhere without you telling me the light's green?"
Sounds like us.
Do you think I just sit here and wait at the steering wheel all day?
I'm the other way around. I'm like,
gotta tell
there's
him
a
to
stop
go.
sign there, please.
Now she has to tell me. So sometimes I'm known to blow through a stop sign and just out of not paying attention. So she helps me there. So
Sheriff Ferris, he's lying. He's just like,
That's right.
Well, let me get back to the high school sports. The girls in this area, fantastic. Unfortunately, we had 3 teams. Well, unfortunately, that's fortunately we had 3 teams in the championship. Unfortunately, all of them fell.
Yeah, and it's like we talked about, hit on a second ago, such a rich area of especially girls.
Oh yeah,
high school basketball, and
what competition level.
And we've usually got multiple teams like we did this year, and Cookeville fell in the semifinals there against Bartlett, and Sparta and Pickett County. The unfortunate thing about Pickett County, had a chance to go back to back, and then their best player, their glue player, who did it all. I mean, she got carted off. In the
that was
in the,
scary.
The region quarterfinals there in Clark Range, and you just you hate to see kids card. You just don't see people carted off in basketball very often.
It really does. It does something to your heart. It's
Right.
like, oh no,
I know, and it just completely took the wind out of those girls' sails for the rest of that game. And they were.
If we feel that way, how would the whole team feel?
And how do you
momentum is lost?
Pick it back up and go and play, knowing one of for men, like your brother, your sister sitting there not knowing if she's okay, and it was such a freak deal, and she is okay, and she's going to play college basketball, but I mean, that was just a tough way for them to go out, kind of being the odds-on favorite all year, and they had a good girl transfer out of their school in the middle of the season. They just kept rolling. They didn't really skip a beat, but that was really tough. And then the Sparta girls had a great season, and Coach Dodgen, I've known him. Listen, I'll tell on Coach Dodgen. He was at Noah's Ark. He was one of my daycare teachers or whatever when I was a little kid. So I've known him. He's known me literally my whole life, and he's built a great program there. And they dealt with some in-season just political things where this girl wasn't eligible and it was crazy, and Noah called it out. And I mean, it's always something.
Not Noah. He didn't call it out.
And Noah's going to call a spade. You know,
No.
that's how it goes.
You may remember Michael. We traveled with him with Tennessee Tech. So.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure. And he's built a great program there. And Upperman and Livingston, they're always in it. And it just goes to show. And Livingston had a good run to the sub-state, and it just this area is just top notch for girls basketball. And we got boys going on right now. I'll tell you what, if you ain't got anything to do today or tomorrow,
yeah.
And don't let me forget the Jackson County boys. They play at 2:15 today.
Right.
But go what if you've never seen Ty Cobb play in person?
I know he's such a fantastic
Mr.
athlete.
Basketball.
Yeah.
As a sophomore. And
a sophomore.
He may win.
Unbelievable.
He may
He's
win
going to
3
go
of
pro
them.
by the time he finishes senior.
And he's special now. He's got he can handle. He can score on all 3 levels. So they're playing Hume Fogg yesterday. He scored 16 in the first quarter. Okay, but he gets a little backdoor cut and goes middle of the paint and just hammer double ham.
I swear it looked like Jordan-esque when he left right below the free throw line and went flying for a dunk.
But the Hume Fogg student section, all their fans, they're all looking like he does that in traffic, and they're all like, "Did you just see that white boy?" Because they were like, "Oh my gosh, where'd that come from?" And then he rattles off 16, and it was impressive. Just
But
watching.
to actually meet him too, I guess I thought he would be all confident and cocky. He's just a sweet kid.
He's pretty reserved, laid back.
Yes, and I'm thinking if I played like that,
you wouldn't be able to live with me.
I walk in the room, my head would be so big.
Hey, he gets on the court and he does flip that switch. And I mean, and he doesn't necessarily let you know about it every time.
Right.
But it got chippy yesterday. I mean, real chippy because they were holding him. And let me not.
It is
take
a
away.
tough team to play.
They are. And
I mean, they're rough and rowdy.
They do. But he's got a good cast around him. And I was talking to somebody in the stands yesterday, like Bronson Chaffin being the quarterback of the football team. He's their biggest player that starts. And, a lot of times your big man, he'll get the ball in the middle of a press and he'll just look to get it out of his hands. Mm-hmm. He can bring the ball up the court. He's so calm.
Wow, you don't see that
playing,
little big.
Just playing quarterback, he's got his eyes up all the time and getting the ball where it needs. So it's not a detriment when the ball's in his hands and when they're trying to break the press. So like I said, I mean, if you don't have anything going on this afternoon, if they win, they're going to play in the state championship game tomorrow.
They're fun to watch.
Go check them out. It's fun to be there.
I really wish we could have the video on the Upper Cumberland Network because
I know
that would be perfect.
It would be, and we've come to get a really good working relationship with the TSSAA and NFHS, and they are very generous to us and help us. When we get to these points, to let us do audio for the teams we've been covering. But up until this point, we've kind of we coexist with them, and we let them put our stream on their feeds, and they're not having to send people to the games that hadn't called the games all year. And
right.
It's turned into a really good partnership. Where when it first started, we were like, I mean, we were kind of going at it with them because that they could box us out because they have the contract with.
They didn't want to give any, did they?
Right,
at first?
and we just
and then they're like, these guys they're real deal.
And really, tip of the cap to Noah on that one. He
fought for it, huh?
He's a lot.
He's kind of outspoken.
I'll be cutthroat about it. I'm like,
it's
no,
hard
we're not
to
working with nobody.
It's like, I was trying to explain to Tim how Noah and Jacob are so good together because they're kind of different.
They're very different
delivery.
They are,
but that's what works for them, and I love hearing them together.
Noah is he is the excited, enthusiastic, over the top guy. And Jacob is like you're watching.
Always smooth, always
hello, friends.
Yeah.
He's in there, and I mean, he's just, and they're different, and both of them work, and they work together.
And both of them are just as passionate as the other one.
And
we can hear the audio now. Before we go, let me ask you, where can we listen to this game?
If you can get on our YouTube page, and we will. So we are going to get to a point where we are more on YouTube, but we will continue to share the links on our Facebook page. But most of our stuff will start to transition to being on YouTube because it's free. Mm-hmm. If you don't have Facebook, it's kind of hard to watch sometimes. But get on YouTube, go to Upper Cumberland Reporter page. Whether you have a profile or not a big deal. You can watch it. If you've got a profile, subscribe to the page. You'll get alerts every time we go live. So subscribe to that. But you can pull up our audio, and then you can just sync up our audio with the you mute your television because you know you want to listen.
Definitely.
To Jesse and Noah.
They're great.
Want to listen to those guys, and you just sync us up, and it'll play right in step with each other. And we've left out Goose. Goose is not on air, but he does our
Goose is
photos
awesome,
and our
yeah.
videos and a lot of our written content.
We need Goose.
And like if you get on our Facebook, our Twitter, and see just the highlight packages he puts together. Awesome. I have people from coaching football at Tennessee Tech. I have people that are all over the country who do coach at different places. And man, that stuff is top notch, better than what they have maybe at some lower level colleges that they're at. And Goose he's elite at what he does.
Well, all of y'all are. We'll come back a little bit more, talk to Justin Matheny a little bit more about NCAA. We'll touch on that a little bit when we come back to Good Morning Cookeville.
Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln Cookeville. Are you tired of having to wait at a dealership to get your car serviced? Well, then you're going to love Ford Mobile Service from Ford of Cookeville. From oil changes and tire rotations to simple repairs, our certified technicians will do their thing right in your own driveway thanks to our state-of-the-art mobile service van. Let us come to you. Schedule your Ford Mobile Service now at FordLincolnCookeville.com or give us a call at 931-526-3325. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time. Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, Exceptional Bean, Royal House of Cheese. Go to halfpriceuppercumberland.com. Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
Only two things in life are certain: death and taxes. How about one more? Switch from Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile to cut your bill in half with Pure Talk. For just $25 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, 5 gigs of data on America's most dependable 5G network. Making the switch, it's simple, fast, and easy. You dial pound 250, you say the keyword Pure Talk, and make the switch. You do it now, you save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, wireless, by Americans, for Americans.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
We are back live from the Willow Window studio in beautiful Willow Window. We've got Tim filling in for Jason, who is back on Monday. And then Justin Matheny from Upper Cumberland Reporter is our guest this morning. Justin, you come from a Coach Matheny that people are maybe familiar with. Those maybe not know that you're his son.
Yes. My dad was a high school football coach and principal around here for 30-plus years. I think they went to Meigs County. My parents went to Meigs County a little while, 3 or 4 years, maybe a little less than that when they were first married, but he's been at Monterey, Cookeville, back at Monterey, was a principal at White Plains Academy for 15-something years.
He's that Matheny.
Yeah. Also was a juvenile probation officer. So
oh, wow.
Usually when someone's like, are you JoJo's son? I'm like, oh man, it depends on who's asking.
Did you like him?
Exactly right. And when he was at Cookeville, a lot of the people who had to deal with him, he was one of the disciplinary roles. So maybe not good all the time, but anyway, that's my dad. And I coached football for a little while when in and out of college, and thought that's all I'd want to do. And God had a different plan for my life, and his plan's always been better than what I've planned for.
And you're at First Bank now. You're fine to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm a lender at First Bank. I'm a loan officer. I guess I'm a relationship manager. That's my title within the bank, but it's just a loan officer. Help people buy homes, cars, land, constructions, and with your deposits and investments and things of that nature. So I do that 8 to 4, and then
you're a daytime job.
Yeah, you have some fun in sports.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're going to touch on NCAA tournament. Of course, I've got my Tech Women's OVC Championship.
Play today, don't they?
They play today at 3 o'clock our time.
They play South Carolina, so they've got their hands full. But you know what? They're in the dance. You got a chance.
Yeah,
you got to
win.
I
like that. In the dance,
That's right. You got to win 6 games to be national championship, and you got to win the first one to get there.
And of course, are they the 16th seed?
They are.
And then, of course, South Carolina, number 1.
Yeah, that's.
Oh goodness, that's going to be tough.
Doesn't happen often, But I mean, you want an opportunity to go put your brand on the court, and I don't know. I'm sure y'all have talked to Coach Roseman, and she is amazing. She's got a great staff.
She's fantastic.
Very rarely a 16 seed has beaten number 1, but it has 15. I've seen
15 and 2s. Yeah, absolutely.
That's surprised me. And already, you and I talked about our bracket busters. Louisville, Kansas, and Clemson. They all killed me in the first round.
Well, Kansas.
Kansas. That's not a huge upset.
They've been up and down this year. It wasn't surprising. Like you, I picked them to win, but it didn't surprise me that Arkansas pulled it out.
Right.
But what hurt me the most is Clemson. I had them maybe making a run to the Elite 8, so my bracket's shot already.
McNeese State.
And
brackets tore all up.
So I looked this up yesterday. Hope no one from the bank's listening. We were in the conference room streaming some games while we were working, but
it was break.
Yeah,
it was break
for sure. After I'd already been at Murfreesboro watching Upperman play.
That's funny.
So, but Clemson, they scored 13 points in the first half yesterday.
Yeah,
that tied for the lowest output in a half in NCAA tournament history, and so they wound up losing by 2. So if they would have just had a pulse in the first half, they probably won the game. But McNeese State down there at Louisiana, they get a big win. And their coach, Will Wade, had been at Chattanooga, goes to LSU, got caught cheating, gets fired at McNeese State, is now going to take the head coaching job at North Carolina State. So it's kind of weird to see a team with that much going on pull one off
You're
like
reminding
that.
me of Bruce Pearl now in Auburn.
For sure. So, but I mean, what a win for them. And Louisville losing that game in Lexington and they started off bad. If
it's like a home game for them,
it really was. And just knowing the rivalry there between Louisville and Kentucky, it had to make the Kentucky faithful sick to see that much Cardinal red in their stadium.
Yeah.
They went in there and laid an egg. So, I mean, that's why you play the games at this point in the year.
Do we still have a possibility of seeing an all-SEC Final Four? Because I knew the brackets were drawn up.
100%. 100%. There's a chance because there's at least one team in every side of the bracket. So if they could win out, and you've got Florida, who I think, unfortunately, is the best basketball team in the country right now. They're playing as good as anybody. You got Auburn, who's been the number 1 team most of the year. Tennessee's on the other side. I'm trying to think. I'm leaving. Alabama's Alabama. I've got a lot of bad things to say about them.
Justin and I get along real good. I mean,
exactly right. But so there's a chance, and Kentucky's in. Kentucky and Tennessee could match up in the Sweet 16, which is kind of a bad draw for Tennessee. They've lost to them twice, and it's just stylistically, and Kentucky's length gives them a little bit of problems, but they can meet, and you'll see teams kind of have to. Some SEC teams will pick each other off as it goes.
Ziegler's really one kind of keeping things alive for Tennessee. What a game he played last night.
He had a double-double, 12 and 12, 12 points, 12 assists, and he broke the all-time assist record there at the University of Tennessee.
Ernie Grunfeld, oh my goodness.
I know, and what's crazy is I also own a card shop, like a sports card shop in town.
Memorabilia.
And he came this summer to do a autograph signing at our store.
Oh,
and
nice.
They say he's 5'10" on air. if he's 5'10", I'm 6'4", and I'm not 6'4". So to see how he plays and how he dominates a game in a sport where your height is the most important thing generally is so impressive. And he's the first player in SEC history to be on the All SEC defensive team 4 years in a row.
Wow!
So from the time he was a freshman to a senior, he was first team All SEC defensive team.
That's the thing I saw in that game last night was even when Wofford would get a good rebound, taken away from
I know. And, they're the number one – Tennessee's the number one defensive team in the country. I don't know how it translates to them winning a national championship because you got to get up and down the floor. But they can lock you up. Auburn and Florida, these teams who score close to 90 and 100 points every game, they don't score that on Tennessee. Now, Tennessee has trouble keeping up sometimes. But look, I'm a football guy. Live it, breathe it, played it my whole life. But these 4 days, the first 2 days, the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament are my favorite 4 sports days of the year. You can just sit around and watch basketball all day and
build your
upsets.
vacation time around.
Exactly right. Exactly right. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
So I know there, of course, NCAA is on primetime tonight. Who can we expect to see tonight?
Well, just the other half of the bracket. Alabama will play today. Duke will play today. Vandy plays today. There's just a lot.
It's all day long.
Starting probably at 11 o'clock.
If you like March Madness, we're right in the middle.
You're in the thick of it, and it'll go. I think the last game tipped off at like 10:15 last night, and I didn't make it through that. I've got 2 kids at home and one on the way, so sleep is important. So I used to could stay up and watch it all, but
Oh, you're preaching to the choir here. We're a lot older than you. So
I wasn't going to say that.
Thanks, Justin. Thank you so much for coming in. It's so good to have you in here too. I know we've worked together before, and I'm so happy that you agreed to come in with us. And
thanks for having me.
Right before your real job.
Hey, I've got plenty of time to make it before the clock starts.
Well, thank you. Coming up next, we'll talk with Jonathan Frank, who's with Tennessee Tech. He's the News and Public Relations Director, and we'll talk to him about Butch Wilmore coming back to earth on Good Morning Cookeville.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. TDOT says travelers can expect delays on I-40 through Putnam County Sunday due to planned utility work. The agency says rolling roadblocks will be implemented beginning at mile marker 283 eastbound near Baxter and at mile marker 297 westbound near Monterey. The Department of Safety and Homeland Security will offer additional Saturday appointments at 14 driver service centers across the state for current state credential holders who want help getting a real ID. Saturday appointments will begin tomorrow in most locations, including Cookeville. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has promoted a McMinnville native to a key leadership post. A press release states that Lieutenant Colonel Tim Spicer will head the THP's Field Operations Bureau. That position includes all 8 of the THP's districts and 4 regional dispatch centers. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. The Upperman Bees basketball team won their quarterfinal game against Hume Fogg yesterday 54-40 to move on to the 3A state semifinals in Murfreesboro. Mr. Basketball Ty Cobb led the Bees in scoring with 28. Upperman will play Greenville this afternoon at 4 in the semifinals. The Boston Celtics organization was sold for $6.1 billion yesterday. Bill Chisholm is the managing partner for the group buying the team. The $6.1 billion price tag is the most expensive price tag in North American history, passing the Washington Commanders sale in 2023. In the first day of the NCAA tournament, the Tennessee Volunteers punched their ticket to the round of 32 as they beat Wofford 77-62. Chaz Lanier scored 29 in the win. Number 12 McNeese beat Clemson 69-67. Number 11 Drake upset Missouri 67-57. And John Calipari in Arkansas beat Bill Self in Kansas 79-72. Join us this afternoon at 4 on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel as the Upperman Bees basketball team takes on Greenville in the 3A state semifinals. Myself and Noah McKay will have the call from the Glass House. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
Two sisters facing charges for filing false reports in connection to a murder case. Little Paige Drake III wanted for the death of Lisa Drake during a domestic altercation March 6. Drake was placed on TBI's most wanted list and was located and arrested for criminal homicide Monday. Stephen Mosley Jr. previously charged with accessory to criminal homicide and evidence tampering. Mosley's sisters Stephanie and Kia charged with filing a false report. A pedestrian hospitalized in critical condition after being struck by a vehicle Wednesday night. Police called to Summer Avenue at North Perkins Road, where the man was hit by a vehicle that never stopped. The victim was taken to Regional 1 with serious injuries. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Meantime, the Peabody named the top South's best 2025 hotel by Southern Living. Factors considered including history, unmatched service, and continued excellence all around. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Hi, Heather Thomas here for High School Radio Network, talking to guys about why they registered with Selective Service.
My country. It's important.
Coach told me to. Coach has never steered me wrong.
Opportunities. You know you won't be eligible for money for college loans if you don't register.
My dad, he had to register with Selective Service when he turned 18 too. He even served in the military. Registering with Selective Service is the least I can do.
And it's the law. What more do I need to know?
My girlfriend. We're getting married. I don't want something I didn't do to get in the way of our future. Besides, it's easy.
There you have it. It doesn't matter why you do it, guys. You just gotta do it. Register with Selective Service when you turn 18.
The proceeding has been a scripted public service announcement by the Selective Service System. All men must register when they turn 18. Register at sss.gov or your local post office. It's the law.
A bill making harboring an illegal immigrant a crime working through the House committees. Representative Chris Todd filed the bill that will make hiding an illegal immigrant a misdemeanor and hiding or transporting an illegal immigrant for financial gain a felony. The bill would also expand human trafficking to include the promotion of prostitution of a minor. The bill passed the House Criminal Justice Subcommittee and heads to the House Judiciary Committee for debate and a vote. A Vanderbilt study showing, yes, there is a way to cure sickle cell disease. It causes a change in red blood cells, resulting in anemia, pain, swelling, and fatigue. The study shows a bone marrow transplant from a close family member can cure the disease. Previous studies shown that only a bone marrow transplant from a sibling would be effective. The probability of finding a compatible donor has gone up substantially. The disease affects over 100,000 Americans who are mostly from African descent and millions worldwide. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Friday morning forecast. Sunny skies this morning will help to quickly warm us up after a chilly start. Highs this afternoon will top out in the upper 50s to near 60 with increasing cloud cover. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with lows around 40. Sunny skies can be expected Saturday with highs in the mid-60s.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning. We are in the beautiful Willow Window studio, and Tim Scruggs is filling in for Jason, who's on vacation. He'll be back on Monday, and happy to work with my husband, and also Jonathan Frank. Yeah. He is with Tennessee Tech, the News and Public Relations Director. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
So I know Butch Wilmore, we wanted to touch on that a little bit.
That's been the story this week.
Oh, yeah, because I knew he was a Tennessee Tech alum, and I even interviewed him. There was when the eclipse happened, the big eclipse, and he came to Tennessee Tech, and I interviewed him there, and I loved his energy. And, of course, you want to root for a local guy that had been an alum. And I was like, get him back to Earth, because he was only supposed to be in space with Sonny, Sonny Williams for 8 to 10 days, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it wound up being almost 9 months.
Yes. Yeah, I counted it up, 286 days.
Ooh, oh my gosh. So no matter how solid of a person you are, that's got to work on you mentally.
Hey, just think about it. You're in your office that many days. You don't get to go,
You don't see your family. You don't see your pets. You don't see your friends.
You don't go to a restaurant or anything. You're eating astronaut food. I
I can't imagine. And he was, I mean, the university had an opportunity to speak with him twice in June and then again in November. And at least, publicly, and when communicating with our students, he was just unflappable and had a very positive outlook about it. And so we're so glad that he's home safe, and really proud that he's a Golden Eagle. He's a 2-time Tech graduate. He's in our Sports Hall of Fame. He's on the board of trustees. And what was so neat about the whole thing was, obviously, from a PR perspective, you want to kind of highlight the fact that he's a Tech alum and he's a trustee, but he really leaned into that. I mean,
I saw him when it's Tech gear and everything. I'm like, you go, Butch.
Right. Yeah, we've got a video actually before the launch of him talking with a reporter, and they said, "What are you going to be doing while you're up there?" And he said, "I'm going to be talking with the finest university in the nation, Tennessee Tech University." So
How cool is that?
He leaned into that, and he had all kinds of other. He was a guest announcer for the Grand Ole Opry. Certainly made the most
from
of his
Tennessee.
time.
He loves that he's got roots here. What I love about it too is that his personality. I mean, he's just like, it's contagious. And how did he seem when y'all talked to him in November?
Upbeat. Yeah, because at that point, I mean, the mission had already been extended, for several months. And actually, I think a couple students asked some variation of, do you feel stuck, or are you concerned? And the response was that he, happy and blessed to be there.
Oh, thank goodness! You got to keep a positive attitude, because that would have been a long season. Hey, what did you think about when they splashed down dolphins surrounded? Was that not the coolest thing?
Even dolphins love Butch. But I've heard Suni and Sunny. I think it's Sunny.
I think
Williams.
That's right.
But did y'all talk to her, or was it mainly just Butch?
Well, the first chat that we had in June was with. She was there as well, and I think there was one other astronaut who was there at the ISS that got to participate. He actually gave them Tech gear as well, so they were wearing the Tech jerseys and hats. And
think of so many people. There's, out of all the people in the world, very few can say they've been in space, and we have a connection to Cookeville.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really amazing to me.
Tennessee Tech is like such a great engineering school, and it really helped him prepare for exactly what he would need to be doing.
Well, right, and just the fact that he came here for his undergrad, came back for a master's. He has an honorary doctorate from Tech, so he's very, very well connected with the university, and we're really proud.
Absolutely.
And speaking of the university, we're talking about SOAR too. That's student orientation.
Yes.
I don't know if I've got all the. SOAR stands for
Student Orientation, Advisement, and Registration.
Yeah. See, you're so good about remembering all that. You're so great. So you've kind of upped the stuff. I mean, as far as letting students know what we have here available, and trying to keep them here through the weekend, because I know it's kind of sad sometimes when I see the Tech students leave town, and you can tell the difference.
Right. Well, that's I think. I mean, there's a couple things around that. I mean, for our current students, they do a lot. We call them College Town weekends, where they're curated events to engage them over the weekend. But then definitely for SOAR, it's a 2-day session. And so you stay overnight, and it really is a one-stop shop for incoming first-time freshmen to get really acclimated to campus.
Be anxiety-ridden there.
It can, and I think probably for the parents as well. So there's programming for the parents, and
they want to know their students are safe, and then if there's a good on-campus relationship with the kids, with the community.
Right.
I say kids, students, because they're young adults, but.
Right, and so we've got 10 sessions, and we encourage folks, if you've applied and been admitted to Tech, and you even think that you might want to come here in the fall, go ahead and register for SOAR so that you can find the session that works best with your summer travel schedule. First one is at the end of May, last one's at the end of July. Registration's open now, but it's a high energy event. Courtney Brim, the director of New Student and Family Programs, does a great job with it, and you get to meet your academic advisor, you get to connect with other incoming students, and so they really put together a great program.
And I love that the acronym is SOAR, Soar with the Eagles.
Yeah. Right?
I mean,
I wish I had come up with that.
so smart. That just shows that I know Karen Likens was in with Jason and me like a few months back and talking about really how they're trying to really get the students involved. And I know even a concert series that y'all are doing coming up that Gretchen Wilson is going to be on.
Wilson, March 27th. Yeah. And
I mean, is this the first time y'all brought a country artist? Well, I say not first time ever. I know that that's hard with the stats. I kind of caught you off guard with that, but I mean, usually it is kind of like
it was like a
pop or
right. It was
contemporary.
Yeah, they had I think
artists.
2 Chainz last time. They've had
Yeah.
so they've explored some different genres, but
And now the Redneck Woman, which that was her song.
yeah. And if you're for non-students, you can still join us. It's there's a cost for non-students, but you can.
Heard that, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's going to be a big. That was just announced a few days ago.
Right.
So I'm excited about that, and I don't have the date in front of me, so I'll
think March 27th.
Oh, look at you knowing all that.
I've seen some great artists at the Hooper Evelyn and places like we saw Kenny Chesney there.
Yep.
Garth Brooks.
Lori Morgan.
Right before they kind of got famous, but Lori was pretty much famous.
Yeah, she was the headliner, I think, that night when we saw. And it was 90s, I think, in the 90s.
And you know what's just completely unrelated but semi-related? This weekend, they're going to have, it's the Appalachian Studies Association is having their 48th annual conference at Tech. There is going to be a presentation on Saturday at Memorial Gym about the concert history at Memorial Gym. Because in the 60s and 70s, they had Linda Ronstadt, Neil Diamond. I mean, all of these
big acts.
Yeah, all of these big acts, and so that'll be going on this weekend at Mem Gym.
Yeah. So coming up next, we'll talk more with Jonathan Frank. We'll talk about his podcast too, and that we'll delve into that a little bit after the break on Good Morning Cook.
Hey folks, this is Paul Winkler. One of our clients says something interesting about why he chose us. He said the financial advisor he had worked with up to this point in his life wasn't the one to get him through retirement. Is that you? You've made it this far, but you recognize you don't get a do-over when you're actually in retirement. It's not too late to feel confident about your financial future. The first step is easy. Set up a phone consultation or in-person meeting with any of our offices by calling us at 615-851-1950 or just go to paulwinkler.com.
And now located in Cookeville.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-558-TERM, 866-558-TERM, 866-558-TERM.
Then Jesus went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the gospel of the kingdom, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. Matthew chapter 9, verse 35. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Yes, we are. Good morning, Cookeville. We're here live in the Willow Window Studio. We're so happy to have Jonathan Frank with us. Tim is filling in for Jason. Jason will be back on Monday. He's taking a day off. He's fine. Just taking a day off.
Great guest for me. We had
Yeah.
Justin Matheny. I got my sports guy in there, and then you got my Tennessee Tech guy here.
I know. See?
So this is awesome. Thank you so much for scheduling that way. I like it.
Well, I know Jonathan's easy, and he's great. He's great to talk to, and he's just a wealth of knowledge about everything Tennessee Tech. So you started your own podcast. Was it a year or two ago?
It's coming up on 2 years.
Is it 2 years already?
2 years, and I would not have. I would not have thought to do this. It was not my idea. They had one before I came on at Tech, and different title, kind of a different format, and. My predecessor was Buddy Pearson, who of course is great at all of this. I mean, he had been
He's been
the
TV and
Herald Citizen,
radio, and
yeah. I'm a little bit more comfortable kind of behind the scenes, but we got me a great partner, co-host, Shan Stout, who director of tourism for the Cookeville Putnam County Visitors Bureau, best tourism director in the state of Tennessee, and she is so kind to volunteer to do this. And I think she just, she had her daughter recently graduated from Tech. She's spoken to Tech students before, and I think as tourism director, she just sees the value, the economic impact of Tech and what it adds to the community. So she was willing to jump in and do it, and we've had. I was just thinking about this last night because we're coming up on 45 episodes, but we have 2 guests every episode, and then there were a couple where we did some special. We had more people, so we've probably interviewed close to 100 people, and people inside and out of the Tech community, university administrators, Mayor Wheaton, Mayor Porter. Ryan Williams has come on, the provost. So we've had a lot of fun with it. We had Mark Burnett recently, one of your co-honorees for Cookeville Lifestyle, Sheila.
Yes, he was like one of the most influential, and then he joined us after he was featured. We tried to have most of the ones that were in our class with us, and Mark is so interesting, and we know him from Tech, we know him as a coach, but he is a wonderful artist as well.
He is, and I think serves on the Tennessee Arts Commission, and I always try to think of kind of interesting questions, things I would want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him about how he found out, the moment he found out that we were going to name the Student Recreation and Fitness Center after.
Yes.
And he told the whole story. He had been retired for a little bit at that point. And got an invitation from the president and first lady to come join them for dinner at Nick's.
Wow.
And he said, he was already retired. His antenna was kind of up. It was what's this about? And slipped him a letter that said they were going to recommend to the Board of Trustees that we rename the fitness center or name it in his honor. And he said he didn't think he ate anything that evening.
He couldn't believe he was shocked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have affected so many people in this area. I don't think sometimes when we're just living our life, you don't realize how many people you affect. And he really has been such a motivation for even young women when he was a coach, and just such a great guy, just an outstanding person.
Well, and I think that's true of a lot of people we've been able to talk to, and probably for you all too on this program, because people are, I think a lot of people are very humble in this community, and they don't always take time to reflect on their own accomplishments and impact, and I think even just that invitation to come on the program,
shocked about that,
causes them,
They're like, I don't have a story. I'm like, everybody has a story,
right?
And they don't think theirs is special. And everybody, I don't care who you are, you have a story.
Absolutely. And I mean, some of the stories we've been able to help tell, we had a grad student in the College of Business, Emily Armstrong, who's from Cookeville, grew up here. She just photographed the Olympic Games in Paris. It was a credentialed media at the Olympics, and she came on to tell us about it.
How cool this stuff is. I mean, it's just incredible that somebody from Cookeville, Tennessee, or Tennessee
has
Tech
been in space. They've been to the Olympics. I mean, it's like, people are like, there's always a Tennessee connection. Well, Jason and I narrowed it down to there's always a Cookeville connection, because Tech What would we do without Tennessee Tech? This area would be so different
Population
without
would probably
Tennessee
be
Tech.
about 25,000 or something like that. Because
I mean, the connections we make with all that. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing to have in our community and our region.
I'm a little biased, but I agree.
Well, I am too. It's just a wonderful thing. Now, presidential scholars, you had mentioned that a little bit. So can we kind of touch on that?
Yeah, so I think it's one of the cool things that we do at Tech too. Obviously, they work really hard to kind of keep that sticker price low on tuition, but the university invests heavily in financial aid scholarships for students as well. And presidential scholarships are guaranteed scholarships for new first-time freshmen, ranging from $3,000 you can get up to $10,000 a year.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And it's based on your GPA and ACT score.
I was out,
and
he just put me out of there.
Hey, well, I mean, at that $3,000 end, you're looking at a 23 on the ACT. I think maybe a 3.0 GPA, and and usually it cuts off in December. And this year, as with the previous year, there were some delays nationwide to the FAFSA form that we know I think impacted some students' timelines and their ability to kind of make decisions. Wasn't as bad this year as it was the previous year, but we want to do everything we can to kind of remove barriers, roadblocks for prospective students. So we said, let's just extend these scholarships, and they're at slightly reduced amounts. So if you apply before, I believe it's June 15th, it's a date in June, you're still eligible for presidential scholarships from $1,500 to $8,000 a year. So that's still pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And of course, a lot of these students are getting the Hope Scholarship in addition to that. And so it's just another way that we can, I think, make it a little easier for those prospective students, for their families. And we get questions about that. Can I still apply? Can I still apply for fall 2025? You can absolutely still apply. And there are these scholarships available to you. They're also guaranteeing on-campus housing for new first-time freshmen that apply before May. And so we would just say, get those scholarships in. We want to have you as part of the class of 2029.
And I'm telling you, Tech just keeps growing and growing. I know it's got the biggest band in a long time that we've
marching
had.
band.
And then now there's poets at Tennessee Tech. Poets Coffee. There's probably real poets too, but I'm saying
future poets anyway.
Future poets. But how excited? What has been some of the things that students have said about having Poets Coffee on site now?
Oh, well, first of all, I mean, just Jeremy Crabtree, the owner, is a Tech alum, and so he has called it a full circle. We had him on the podcast, and just to having him kind of reflect on, I think it's been very meaningful to him to come back to his alma mater, and it's the first time that the university dining has partnered with a local business in this way. The first,
I think it won't be the last.
I hope not. Jeremy and I were talking about that and kind of taking cues from the Nashville airport, the way that there's so many local businesses there. And
I was going to say, is it like okay for outside, not just for students? Can I go there if I want a cup of coffee?
You can absolutely come there. They're in the Volpe Library. They're closed this week for spring break, but then they'll be back up and running on Monday. And we had a ribbon cutting and just a lot of excitement. The students love it. And I think they know the poet's name. They go to the location on the square. They go to Poets South and Tatum Hill.
It's kind of a cool atmosphere anyway, Poets on the Square. And I love even just driving by and seeing people outside when it's a pretty day and they're sipping their coffee and they're reading a book. And I know that will extend through Tennessee Tech on the campus too.
Oh, absolutely. And they've Tatum Hill Interiors did the build out for the inside. They made it look great. And which I know that they're going to be renovating. They're going to be carrying some of that over into the other two locations now. I think I just saw Poets South is closed for renovations, and then I think they'll move to Poets on the Square. But they did a great job with it, and it's hard to believe. Jeremy told me that they've been in the community for 30 years. It was 1994, I think, that they.
That's about the
first
time we moved here. So
yeah, we moved in like 91 or 92, so almost as long as we've been here.
But I mean. mean, it's, I went there as a tech student, so it's nostalgic for me, and I go there a lot on Sundays because the location on the squares is open Sundays, and it still has that. I mean, they've enhanced the space over time, but it still has that same feel to it.
It does. It's a big part of our community. It just feels welcoming when you go in there. Now, how can people find your podcast? Before we go, I want people to know they can find it where.
They can go to tntech.edu/collegetowntalk, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music. Give us a listen.
And yes, and we'll talk about the upcoming home show with Catherine. Catherine's going to be in. Oh, I can't remember her last name now. I'm like gone blank. But anyway, we have some great guests coming up on Monday too. And Jason will be back. And I want to thank Tim, my hubby, for filling in for Jason. And of course, my guest, Jonathan Frank and Justin Matheny, and our engineer, Mike, for running the board for us and doing all the camera switching on Hub Plus. So we'll be back on Monday. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.